Before we get started, make sure to turn on post notification and subscribe to the channel. Real reasons the McMahon family are taking over Raw and SmackDown. Vince McMahon made his return to television this week on Monday Night Raw, and he didn't come alone, bringing Shane, Stephanie, and Triple H with them as the entire McMahon family addressed WWE's recent problems. The family held their hands up and admitted that they had been letting the fans down, openly and honestly stating that they haven't been listening to them and that the product isn't good enough in what was a very blunt and honest opening segment. They promised change and guaranteed a shakeup to create a new era where they will listen to the audience, where there will be new matches and superstars, amongst a whole lot more. With the WWE Universe being the authority, whether they meant every word or if it's just a simple lie for the sake of a promo, it has certainly got the wrestling world talking again. But what was the real reason that the McMahons returned to WWE, and why are they taking over Raw and SmackDown Live? Ending the GM role. Everyone has opinions when it comes to general managers, with some fans loving an authority figure and others simply hating it. Throughout time, WWE has often used a GM, but not always. There have been great ones such as Commissioner Foley, Vicky Guerrero, and Paige, as well as some terrible ones like Bret Hart, and most recently Baron Corbin. With the new McMahon regime, the family claims that there won't be a general manager for people to worry about. This is an interesting decision as WWE loves to bring general managers into storylines and have them feud with the talent during shows, something that won't be able to happen anymore, but that might not be a bad thing. Picking a general manager can be an easy task, and with Corbin's regime going down terribly, it isn't a surprise that WWE would want to change things up in order to keep the show as fresh as possible. But the fact they didn't name a replacement could show they simply don't have anyone lined up just yet. WWE doesn't appear to be in any rush to put Kurt Angle back in the spot, and it seems like the company just wants to move in a new direction, with the general manager role simply not having one for a while, which will make it exciting when someone eventually does take that spot up to bring up NXT talent. As part of the McMahon's promise, the family guaranteed new superstars, and on Raw, we had several names confirmed: Lars Sullivan, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans, and EC3, who will all be joining the main roster in the near future. Simply bringing all those talents up without any reason would have seemed a little random had WWE not decided to have the storyline take place. But with the McMahons back, it makes more sense as the debuts to be part of the shakeup. Putting some talent on Raw and others on SmackDown Live is WWE's way of showing new talent and thinking that will solve all the current issues that are mainly based around booking and not the superstars. But with the NXT roster deep enough, it is sensible for WWE to call up a few names, providing a little more room down at Full Sail, and hopefully the NXT alumni can have success on the main roster. Listening to the fans. While it's a corny line, and something that the WWE Universe is always going to cheer, there's a chance that the McMahon family is actually listening to the fans, that they have heard the complaints and the issues and want to fix the problem. There's a possibility that this is really a new era, and that there'll be fresh matches and ideas week in and week out, and that Vince McMahon really does want to shake things up, hence why he came out on TV. Vince reportedly didn't want to appear on screen again, worrying that he's looking too old nowadays, which is likely why he didn't actually say much during the segment. But the sheer fact he's willing to appear showcases that the owner could actually be listening for a change to set up a feud. Ever since Shane McMahon returned to WWE, it has been rumored that he'll be placed into a storyline with his brother-in-law Triple H, and this new angle of having the McMahons in control of WWE again could see that finally happen. It has often been speculated that Shane and Triple H aren't the closest of friends outside of the ring, and therefore the WWE Universe has always wanted to see them do battle, and with the road to WrestleMania around the corner, don't be surprised if WWE finally does it. Hunter is known for an incredible work rate, and it will not be a surprise to see him heal his injury by the time Mania rolls around, and therefore having a power struggle storyline between two major names who'll get the old school fans interested is something that makes sense for WrestleMania 35. WWE always looks to book as many nostalgic names on the show for the part-time fans, and if they can pull off Triple H vs Shane McMahon, that will fill that particular spot on the card nicely. Ratings. Ultimately, the biggest factor in any decision WWE makes is the TV ratings, as they determine how the company is performing. If people aren't tuning in, then there's clearly a problem that needs addressing, and that is why the McMahon family are back. While the WWE Universe might complain about the creative department all the time, the moment any of the McMahons walk out of the ring, they're guaranteed a huge ovation, as was seen on Raw. Recently, Raw hit its lowest recorded viewership in history, and that clearly set alarm bells ringing for a quick fix heading into the holiday season, and that fix was Vince McMahon, which is the true reason why they were on Raw, to simply pop the ratings. Promising Vince McMahon and a big change is a surefire way to get a good audience number, as fans are going to tune in to see what he says, and that was the case. WWE has no real clue how to actually solve the problem, and while there might be new faces and new matches, if bigger problems aren't solved, the show will still be awful. However, with Vince back, they can rest easy knowing that the fans will watch, and while it's only a simple fix and not the solution, that is all they care about, and therefore is why they returned.